What up, everybody? We're back with another video. It's top of the week, and looks like Xbox is sending some of their titles over to the Nintendo Switch 2 and the PS5. Feel like this was coming at some point, though, man. But you know, shout out to Microsoft, man. They're making, I guess they're doing things to be innovative for their console. You know, with their titles and stuff. I guess from a business perspective, it makes sense to send your titles over to, I guess, become more third party, I guess. But it is what it is, though, man. But let's get to the article. Right, shout outs to Nintendo News. Sicker is, I guess, somebody that did the article. All right, Xbox is expected to announce game ports for Nintendo Switch 2 in the coming weeks. Well, shout outs to Xbox, shout outs to Microsoft. All right, the game business is reporting this afternoon that Microsoft is preparing to announce a variety of titles for the Nintendo Switch 2 and Sony PlayStation 5 in the coming weeks. It's not clear which titles have been handpicked by the team at Microsoft to launch on the device, but it's certainly be interesting to see. Xbox is expected to announce more game ports to other platforms, including Nintendo Switch 2 and PS5 in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, PlayStation is bringing its hit shooter Helldivers 2 to Xbox in August. So it's the console wars officially over. Cause it seems like all the consoles are working together now. I'm guessing I don't know, are these exclusives that's being sent over, I guess, from Microsoft over to Switch to Nintendo Switch 2 and the PS5? But it looks like PlayStation is sending a few of their titles over to the Xbox as well. So they're working together. So I wonder, is the console wars over? Honestly though, man, I think competition is needed though, man. Competition is needed for these consoles because imagine if it's just one monopoly or whatever. Like, imagine if it's just Sony and just Nintendo that has a console, and then Xbox is just, they're phased out. That means a lot of these developers don't got to try on games, man. It reminds me of when Madden supposedly comes out with the same game every year. You want to know why they come out with the same game every year? It's because there's no competition. So why do they need to change and be innovative? There's no NFL 2K. There's no NFL Blitz. There's no other football games that's going to compete with Madden. I think competition is needed. I think Xbox just needs to, I don't know, if they want to send their games over to PlayStation, they want to send it over to Nintendo Switch 2, cool, but I hope their next console that's reportedly supposed to have Steam in it, I hope they keep a lot of their games, exclusive to the console. A lot of these publishers have been getting lazy with some of these games, man. It seems like nothing's innovative. And we're getting the same games every year though, man. But yeah. So we got 13 people. What are your thoughts? All right. Let's see. 13 thoughts on Xbox is expected to announce game ports for Nintendo Switch 2 in the coming weeks. All right, well, let's read some of the comments. PG3, I'm getting excited. Well, yeah, you should be excited, because I guess all the consoles are going to be getting the game. So I wonder if it's going to be Xbox's important games, whoever that's being ported over, All right, decide. The rumor that popped up before the Phil interview was that Diablo, Fallout 4, MCC, Flight Simulator, and Starfield are getting Switch 2 ports. Starfield is the one that makes me doubtful for that rumor, but everything else seems possible. A Gears port would be nice. Let's see, a collection would be ideal though. A Gears collection, like a Gears of War collection? I never really thought about that. That's actually a pretty good thought though. So Fiona, Starfield runs smoothly on the Series S, so these kind of rumors are becoming downright annoying since its release. Nothing stopped them from revealing anything, so why wait? To me, this indicates that there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's something wrong with Microsoft. I think that I don't know, I can't lie to y'all. Something is wrong over at Microsoft with them laying people off and stuff though. So I've always thought sending your exclusives to another console when they're rarely doing it, I feel like that's waving the white flag. This is It's gonna happen because they've already announced them. Like it's not a rumor or whatever. It's like they've already announced them sending games over to PS5 already. So it's not a rumor. It's just a matter of when. All right, decide again. And from what's been told, the Switch isn't as strong as the Series S. Rumor. It's just a rumor. Again, it's just a rumor. I honestly don't care for Starfield, but seeing Gears and Halo on the Switch and portable would be amazing. You'd be surprised to it might go, but I don't know. I think the Switch is probably strong enough to handle some of those games. You'll be surprised if it's anywhere near as strong as the Series S. I don't know. I think it is. All right, Sigma ZX. Been told by who? Digital Foundry? Sure, because they are gods who can always be trusted to be completely unbiased. If you don't want to believe it, I get it. I understand. Decide again. Countless of people running games back to back on both systems. There are far more people than DF making comparisons. You know, Sophiona again. Funny, other claims the opposite. And once again, it just takes a comparison. Hogwarts Legacy on Switch 2 has absolutely nothing to envy from the Series S version, while the Steam Deck version is far behind. And Jonathan Sia, other nonsense. Y'all don't believe this, huh? All right, Tentry, true. All right, Ben, they'll announce them at the upcoming Direct soon. Tony, none for Switch 1 users, not buying Switch 2, yay. Kylie, excited to see what's to come for the Switch 2. Not happy about the game release options. This will be nice. The people not believing that a lot of these games are being ported over to the PS5 and the Switch, probably are y'all Xbox like users? Like, are y'all Xbox fans or something? Because you know, I own an Xbox. You know, I got a Series X. Let me see. Yeah, I got a Series X. You know, I still use my Series X though, but I'm not in denial. I seen the writing on the wall once Halo Infinite fell off. I seen the writing on the wall. It's like a lot of the titles with Microsoft just, I don't know, they just haven't been hidden, you know, but Game Pass is still cool though. You know, I still use it or whatever. My daughter uses Game Pass now on her Xbox, but this feels like Sega. This feels like Sega all over again. How the Sega Dreamcast was doing decent, and then they just fell off, and and they became basically a third party company of just a game, just making titles or whatnot. Because y'all remember when Sega had a console? They was battling with Nintendo, they was battling with Sony, and then they just gave up. I'm not saying Microsoft is giving up, but I know some of y'all gonna feel away. A lot of Xbox users are gonna feel away, and you have every right to feel this way. But what's not to believe that Xbox is sending their games over to PlayStation 5 and the Switch? Like, now you gotta believe it's been going over to PS5 or whatnot. But if y'all don't think the Switch 2 is strong enough to run some of the Xbox titles, man, y'all are sadly mistaken. But one way to fix the Xbox, to me, is the next console is them incorporating Steam to where they'll be able to get all the titles. I don't know like an exclusive title that's going to save Xbox. It has to be like left field, like them getting the rights to Power Stone. Like they get the rights to Power Stone and then do like a brand new version of that game, like a new next gen version. Then I feel like that will make things better though, because even them announcing that they're going to be doing a new, Halo Studios, and then they're using Real Engine with the next Halo. Even that to me is not going to save like the Xbox, because Halo, don't get me wrong, I grew up playing Halo. Like I love Halo. I loved Halo. Still love it, but like Halo lost its luster, and I feel like that was their big game. Like Microsoft, Xbox's big game, or whatever, that kept people coming back to the Xbox console. They gotta do something very, very innovative. So adding Steam to their console probably is going to be the best option. Now, them being a third party console now, it's where they're sending all their games to other consoles. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's exciting, because I own all the consoles though, but does that help with the quality of games though? If publishers and the gaming consoles know that things are going to be monopolized. But y'all let me know how y'all feel below. But you already know, it's Dude Man's Architect Mr. J with another video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, like, comment, share. Until next time, peace.